Hello, Contagious Victories friends and fans and family. It's me, Tori Blackmon, Victoria, here on my personal Instagram. Really excited for all of y'all to meditate with me for day 2 of Meditate with Me May. So I am just actually getting in from the hair salon. I just went and had my hair cut for the first time in, I guess now, 3 months. So it's pretty awesome to feel like things are slowly getting kind of back to, I don't want to say normal, but back into a routine is the word that I'm going to use. So that's really good. And the funny thing about that is the reason that I'm bringing this up, is while I was at my hair salon today, unprompted, my hair salon hairdresser said that it's so important to respond to things and not to react to them. And the context that she was telling me about that is in regards to hair dye, and how, when you dye your own hair, it can be a little bit challenging if you use certain types of products, because then when they use the good hair salon quality products on it, it could react weird. And you don't want it to react. Instead, you want it to respond. Well, all of this was super, super in the flow of today's word, or today's topic. So on day 2 for Meditate with Me May, the main topic is respond. And I didn't even tell her that. So I just thought that was really kind of in sync, or, it was a synchronicity. And I had to share that with you. And I afterwards said, I'm going to use that example on my live meditation today, because that's just so on point, and I think that's a really good metaphor for how we should live our lives. We need to respond. We don't need to react. When we react to things, it can be out of fear. It can be a little bit of a gut or a jolt reaction is what I'm trying to say. And you don't want to make decisions from that place, because if you do, then that place is gonna lead you down a road of experiencing really jolty realities, or really reactive circumstances. And what we want is, we want to be intentional. We want to know ourselves enough to lead ourselves to the place that we want to be, and to be able to trust ourselves to go there whenever we want, to figure things out. You don't want to have to second guess yourself. So respond is the thing that you want to do. You need to ask great questions. Sometimes it's really easy to get caught up on wanting the right answer for things, and you forget that the answer only comes as a result of a good question. So respond, ask good questions, listen to your own inner curiosities whenever things are being presented to you. And I mean this like when you're going about your everyday business, when you're talking to your friends, when you're at the hair salon, but I also mean this when you're taking in information from news, or from TV, or from radio, or from magazines, or from books even. Just any type of information that you're getting, you want to make sure that you're asking yourself, how's this information making me feel? Is it ringing true? Respond to it. The subtitle for today's little lesson, or whatever, on this course for meditating and finding inner peace and calm is, thank you, self, for showing up. And this is a response to yesterday showing up and meditating, but this is also a response to you showing up right now. So respond to the action of you showing up. What do you see around you? Is there anything making you feel good? How is this live call going? Is it striking anything within you? Does it feel peaceful? Does it feel fearful? Does it feel worrisome? Ask yourself these questions and follow your intuition. Follow that instinct that's inside you, because that, my friends, is the light. That is a place of love, which is going to lead us into tonight's meditation. So thank you for showing up. Thank you, self, for showing up too, because I know past Tori is going to be playing in future Tori's phone when I go back and watch this. So thank y'all for tuning in. I see I've got a couple people in here now. That's all we need. So let's just take this really seriously. Let's honor ourselves for the time that we have right now together, and for showing up for ourselves. And if you want to follow me in this meditation, hello, then I am, I'm so glad that you joined, Shelby. That's awesome. But if you want to join me in this meditation, then I'm going to get started. I'm going to pull a prayer card really quick. Yesterday, when I pulled that prayer card before I went live, it changed how I lived my life today because it gave me chills. It was so on point. Yesterday, without even knowing what was on these cards, I pulled one, and it was after I shuffled them, and it was when I was feeling really nervous, and it said, perhaps this is the moment that you know what it said. Hang on, I wrote it down. Perhaps this was the reason, well, you should go back and watch it. I forgot it. Hang on, now I'm feeling all nervous. Perhaps this is what you were created to do. So that's what it was. And I totally get that. And all day I've been thinking about that, and I wrote and journaled about that topic. So I'm going to pull another one with y'all here now. And this is going to be for us right now, not just me. It's meant for whoever is listening in the future as you rewatch this, as it goes up on my little Instagram live thing or whatever, or right now. It doesn't matter. You might be watching this in the future, but this is for all of us. It says, for nothing will be impossible with God. And you can use the word God, you can use the word universe, but I think the message is what's important here. For nothing will be impossible, because that is what this is about. So thank you, prayer card. So now we're going to go into our little meditation with that in mind, that nothing is impossible, that it's important to respond and not react. So if you feel like responding to these words that I'm going to say, then let them affect you. All right, let's start with a deep breath. And if it vocalizes as it comes out, that's okay. Let that noise resonate with you and release whatever you need to do. I've actually taken some notes this time, so I'm going to keep my eyes open. Yesterday, I had my eyes closed the entire time. So if that is more comfortable for you, then I invite you to close your eyes. Keep focusing on that breath that you just called your attention to. And I want you to envision a little tiny fire, just a little spark in your seat. So where your bottom is meeting, whether it's the chair, the floor, wherever you're connecting to the earth or the ground, I want you to imagine just a tiny little spark, nothing to be afraid of. In fact, it's good. It's for warmth. Use that little tiny spark as a focus point throughout this meditation, and you'll watch it grow. It might get bigger, it might get warmer, but just focus on that whenever you find that your thoughts are escaping. And I'm going to read some notes, and if you feel invited to repeat them, do so. Bring your attention to a place that you are connected to something else. Feet on the floor. Maybe it's the seat of your chair. Just that fire. What sensation do you feel? For me, mine's a little colder right now. I'm a little nervous. But I'm paying attention to where that fire exists within me. And it's connected to something else, and it's keeping us warm together. What does it feel like for you? Is it rough? What do you hear right now? I live by a road, so I heard some cars outside just a second ago, and I'm going to notice that. And I'm going to forgive myself for saying, hey, I got away from my fire. My thoughts are over there, but I'm going to bring them back to right here. And I recognize that warmth. I'm going to observe that carefully. Sometimes we all get distracted by cars outside or thoughts. And we always have tools like meditation to bring ourselves back to the moment. And we're not alone because we've got that fire within us. Now I'm going to respond to that inner fire. And I'm going to imagine a gust of wind coming into that fire, but instead of demolishing or blowing out that fire, and it bonded with it, and it actually worked in the fire's favor. So now this little tiny flame that existed within me has been affected by its surroundings, but I'm not going to react. I'm going to respond, which is the key little takeaway for today. And I'm going to notice how that fire grew in intensity. The wind mixing with it actually gave it power. And instead of blowing out or even just getting out of control, it's now just serving its purpose. It's there. And I don't know if you've noticed, my eyes have kind of been closed, but I have raised my hands. That was actually natural. I didn't even notice that I did it until I brought myself back to my body. And if you want to open your hands up, the reason that I do this is because you let that love in, and you open yourself up to be very specific, the love that is available to you. And if you want to invite that love in, you can open your hands and do so. You don't have to. We're going to bring our attention back to our breath. We're going to focus on the love that exists out in the world. The joy that we have available to us because it's inside of us. It's that little tiny fire. And we're going to focus on that. And we're going to give a little bit of gratitude. That's how I'm feeling that I want to respond right now. We're going to give gratitude to that. Thank you. Keeping yourself open to feeling those feelings of gratitude. We're going to bring our attention back to where our seat is connected to the floor. And we're going to observe how that feels. Does it feel strong? How does that feeling feel in comparison to the sensation we felt when we first brought our attention to that spot, that place where we're connected? Has it changed? And there's no right or wrong way to do this. We're just being open to letting ourselves create the space to find a little bit of joy and love by opening ourselves up, and we're letting that flow come through us. So just keep that in mind as you're continuing to focus on the breath. I'm going to go back to closing my eyes for a bit. And this whole thing is just about creating space for yourself to bring your attention to you. The very breath that you breathe, the life behind the character that is you. What is that like? What does that feel like? See yourself right now as if you're seeing yourself for the first time, and respond instead of react. It's easy to react. That's not man, but like mankind, man-made, man, everything, this place, this realm, this place, this three-dimensional world is full of fight or flight. It's reactions. It's, negativity. And we are more than that because we can observe both that and something more. So that is just, it goes to show that we are able to see that we're outside of that, and we can bring ourselves to respond instead of react. And when we're in a place of responding, we have grace. We have the ability to see that, hey, this might be going this way, but what can I do instead of just react? What can I do to change this, or to help this, or to influence in a positive way this, or to ask the right questions? That's what it's about. And that just made me smile because I love that we're here today. I love that we've created this space for ourselves. And I just want to say thank you. Thank you for showing up. And you can break out of this if you feel like it. I'm going to give ourselves a couple more seconds of just tranquil feeling, which is what I'm holding space for you right now. My eyes have been closed for a little bit, so I have no idea who's in here. But I love you, and obviously we are in each other's lives. So I just want to say that you are so surrounded by people and things and feelings of love, or who have love for you. And I invite you to look for that, to respond to that and with that. And do it with someone that you know, like your friend or sister or me, because that's what I'm doing right now. I'd be doing this alone, and I just want to share this with y'all because I think that a lot more people are into this than I let on or that I realized. So thanks for proving that to me, because you guys are awesome. Okay, I'm going to go back and read these because I want to. I love y'all. Oh my gosh, Lindsay and Shelby, thank you for joining. When I saw that you said that, it made me so happy. Richard, Rick, thank you for coming. Daniel, Ashley, Klein, Ed, Doug, my mom, Jennifer, Purvis, hey Purvis, Casey Fire, hey. So if y'all are just now tuning in, for those of you who are still here, what this is an 8-day meditation course that I'm doing in celebration of life and the podcast that I've started over the last year, and also just in you and all of the people who are in my realm. I want to show y'all that y'all have this treasure that's inside of y'all, and that no matter what the world is saying or what's going on out there, that you have so much in here that you have access to at any given time. And I want to share that with you so that we can do this together. I saw some birds outside just fly by. Okay, anyways, so this is an 8-day meditation course called Meditate With Me May. We're going to be doing it for the next now 6 days, so until Thursday. And you're going to want to stick with me as much as you can. I know that life gets in the way and that things come up, but I'm going to be here every night at 7 p.m. right here on Instagram Live, on my Instagram, Once Upon a Tori. And I've got a calendar, and I've got something special for you that I'm going to share with you at the very end. It's going to be like when Dorothy realized she had the ruby slippers on the whole time. It's going to be this little, it's a little code word, basically, that this whole thing equals. This is a good hint. So you're going to realize something at the end where you're going to be like, wow, that's pretty cool. And I'm really excited to share it with you because I've put all this together, and it's like a little acronym that you can maybe figure out before Thursday if you print off this little calendar that I made. Now, to get this calendar, you go on onceuponatori.com or toriblackmon.com or contagiousvictories.com. They all lead to my website, man. So you go on my website, which is available in my bio. There's a link. And you click on the little meditation calendar. There should be a pop-up that comes up. If not, you can see meditation on the top little panel toolbar menu thing. And you can just go and download it. All you got to do is put in your email. It's completely free. I made this little calendar, and it's really pretty. I put some time into it. So like I said, there's a day, or there's a word for each day. And when you put them all together, they have a meaning, and that's what I'm going to share with you Thursday. So tune in at least on Thursday, but I'd really love to invite you to every single day between now and May 21st. We're going to be meditating together, and you can follow along using your calendar. So today's was respond, and if you missed the beginning of this, the reason that I chose this was completely random. I put them all together. I made it. I just was thinking of things that you could say to yourself for meditation. But today, like less than an hour ago, I went to get my hair cut. I'm so glad you noticed, y'all. And anyways, I'm just kidding. But I went to go get my hair cut, and my hairdresser was talking about hair color and the chemicals reacting and responding. And I said, oh my gosh, that's so funny. I'm doing this meditation course. You're saying responding versus reacting. And you're telling me this whole science lesson on chemicals reacting to hair, but that's so just in sync with what this message is that I'm trying to bring up, which is when you show up and you're showing up from a place of love, you're responding, you're able to ask the right questions, you're able to see these symbols, and it's so blatantly obvious whenever you're responding and you're looking through these glasses that have the filter of love on them. But sometimes we're not as fortunate enough, or sometimes we don't choose love. We're human. And sometimes we accidentally, or we maybe are mad and we put on that other lens, that lens of fear, and we react instead of respond. And just like with hair color, if something reacts, you get a reaction. You get something that changes. It's a chemical change, and it might not exactly be what you want because the intentionality or the intentions, the truth, it wasn't there. It wasn't backed by that. Maybe it turned your hair green or gold. Hey, it's happened to me, especially with this whole quarantine thing. I've been dyeing my hair at home. I got some not good color, but then I went and I got it professionally done by a lady who knows what she's doing, Betsy at Image Salon, and this isn't sponsored. She deserves a shout out, but she knows what she's doing, and she was able to mix her color magic, and she gave my hair a treatment that it responded well to. And before we took off the foils, we were both kind of like on the edges of our seats. Not really her, but I was. She said she knows it's going to be okay because she knows the product and she knows the intention that she put down, behind it. But you still have to reveal it to see. But it turned out the best that it could have, in her opinion, which I'm totally happy with it. My whole point is, if you're applying this metaphor to your life, usually when you respond and you put your intentions, you put your voice, you just you put your intentions, your truth behind it, then the outcomes are better than what you could have predicted or what you could have planned for, because there's love there. And usually when you react or you do something and it's like a jolt or a gut decision and you didn't give it a whole lot of thought, then usually if there's not a whole lot of love in your heart for whatever it is that you're doing, it will change in a way that won't be really, I guess, set up to your standards is the best way I can put it. Because I do believe that all roads eventually lead back to love. But my point here is you want to try to respond as much as possible versus react. Because when you respond, you've got love on your side, and that love is working in your favor, because that is truth. So that's really the message that I really want to share with you. And that is today's lesson on the Meditate With Me May course, which I'm doing every day at 7. So thank you for joining me. I'm so happy that you're here. You have no idea. And I hope that you enjoyed this. And if you do, then come back tomorrow and bring your yoga mat if you have one. We can sit here together and we can meditate over love, which is what we all want to do anyway, I feel like, or at least I do. So if that's up your alley, and if this meditation was your speed, then I hope you have a great night too. Lindsay and Rena and Ashley, who are in the group and commenting. And I hope to see you tomorrow. Bye.